Have you ever met someone who walks into a room and suddenly everything feels calmer? The tension fades. The mood shifts. People start to breathe easier. And you wonder, how do they do that? It's not magic. It's not a trick. It's something deeper. Something hidden inside their energy. And most of the time, that person is a Libra. You've probably heard people say Libras love beauty, peace, and harmony. But what if I told you, that's just the surface? Behind their soft smile and graceful presence lies a psychological force most people never notice. A quiet power that shapes the way they think, feel, and connect with others. In this video, we're going to explore the 18 hidden talents that God, or maybe the universe, gave only to Libra. These are not simple personality traits. They are subconscious gifts. Emotional powers that can change the way people feel, without Libra even trying. And trust me, some of these talents will surprise you. Because they're not about appearance. They're about psychology, emotions, and the secret ways Libra transforms the world around them. If you're a Libra, or someone who loves one, stay with me until the end. What you'll discover today might change how you see yourself, forever. And hey, if you enjoy learning about astrology and human nature, don't forget to subscribe, hit like, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Let's begin. Have you ever noticed how some people don't need to say a single word, yet their presence changes everything? That's what happens when a Libra walks into your life. Maybe it's at work. Maybe at a family gathering, or even a conversation over coffee. Things feel lighter, safer, calmer. But what's really happening beneath the surface? It's not just about being nice or having good manners. It's something much deeper. Libra carries a healing presence. It's like their soul has been trained, long before this lifetime, to understand chaos and transform it. They don't fight conflict with more noise. They don't push their energy onto the room. Instead, they absorb tension, like emotional alchemists, and release peace in return. This isn't something they learn. It's who they are. Think about that moment when two people are arguing. Voices rising. Faces tense. And then, the Libra steps in. They don't take sides. They don't rush to fix it. They simply exist between both parties. Listening. Holding space. Maybe they say a few words. Maybe they say nothing. But somehow, both sides begin to breathe. Emotions soften. That's the healing presence of Libra. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. But it's powerful. Why? Because Libra's obsession with harmony isn't about avoiding conflict. It's about restoring emotional safety. They sense where the imbalance lives. Not just between people, but inside people. They know when your voice shakes, it's not anger, it's fear. They know when you interrupt someone, it's not arrogance, it's insecurity. And so, they don't react to your words. They respond to your wounds. Their presence becomes the soft light that helps you see yourself without judgment. And this ties directly into something even more subtle. Libra's sensitivity to beauty. But not the kind of beauty that's shallow. Not the glossy photos or the perfect outfit. No. For Libra, beauty is a spiritual experience. It's symmetry. It's balance. It's the emotional resonance of a color, a sound, a shape that feels just right. Have you ever noticed how a Libra can enter a messy space and instinctively adjust things? Move a chair slightly. Add a touch of green. Light a candle without saying why. Suddenly, the room feels better. You feel better. That's not just interior design. That's soul therapy. Because for Libra, external beauty creates internal peace. They're guided by Venus, the planet of love and aesthetics. But more than astrology, it's as if their soul remembers how the universe was meant to feel, before life became complicated. They see imbalance like others see clutter. And they need to fix it. Not to impress, but to heal. They'll choose a soft fabric for your comfort. A certain song because it speaks to your heart. The right color, not because it's trendy, but because your energy needs it. And this beauty sensitivity? It's not just about objects. It's in their words. In their smiles. In how they look at you when you're speaking. They're creating harmony not with art, but with their being. You don't need to understand it. You just feel it. This is why, when Libra speaks, people listen. Not because their voice is loud, but because their words carry compassion. Libra doesn't speak to argue. They speak to understand. Their tone is gentle, but their message, it lands. Think back to a time when someone told you a hard truth. Did they hurt you, or did they heal you? That's the difference between speaking to be heard and speaking to connect. Libra chooses the second every time. Imagine being in a difficult conversation. Emotions high. Defenses up. And then Libra speaks. Their words don't hit you. They hold you. They choose each phrase carefully, not to win, but to make sure you're not wounded. They know that words can be knives or they can be bridges. Libra builds bridges. This is why people often confess things to Libras they've never told anyone else. Their communication isn't just sound. It's sanctuary. And it's not manipulation. It's emotional intelligence at its purest. Libra doesn't want to win the argument. They want to dissolve it. To guide people back to their shared humanity. Their diplomacy isn't a tactic. It's compassion in motion. A Libra friend won't always give you the answer you want, but they'll always give it in a way that your heart can receive. But perhaps the most misunderstood part of Libra's nature is their passion for justice. People think Libras are indecisive. But that's not true. When fairness is on the line, they're anything but passive. Justice isn't an abstract concept for Libra. It's a physical sensation. They feel it in their body when something is wrong. An imbalance. A distortion of truth. And they can't ignore it. Picture a Libra witnessing someone being disrespected. They might be quiet at first. Observing. Sensing. But once that internal justice alarm rings, they'll speak up. They'll step forward. Even when it's uncomfortable. Even when it's risky. Because fairness isn't an opinion to them. It's a duty. And not just legal fairness. Emotional justice. Moral justice. Human dignity. Their sense of fairness doesn't always follow written rules. It follows something deeper, what honors the soul of a person. They might stand alone, but they'll stand firm. Libra will question bias. Challenge unfair systems. Defend the vulnerable. Not to be heroic, but because their inner balance depends on it. To watch injustice and stay silent would destroy their inner peace more than any external conflict ever could. And that's what makes Libra so unique. They're not here to dominate others. They're here to restore balance. In conversations. In emotions. In spaces. In society. Libras are the silent protectors. The quiet healers, the unseen guides pulling us back toward peace. So, the next time you meet a Libra, remember, behind their soft smile is a soul fighting every day to make this chaotic world a little more harmonious. Not for praise. Not for recognition. But because that's what their soul was designed to do. And maybe, just maybe, if you slow down and watch carefully, you'll learn how to do the same. Now, let's go deeper. Because Libra's influence isn't always visible. Sometimes, it's hidden in the smallest interactions. You might not even realize how they're affecting you. One of their most powerful abilities is something people rarely talk about, their silent social connection. Libras don't need to be the loudest person in the room to be remembered. Their presence does the work for them. You've probably felt it without knowing why. The way they look at you when you speak. The gentle smile. The small nod that makes you feel understood. Their energy creates a safe space. And when you feel safe, you open up. That's their gift. Think about your own life. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone's silence felt heavy? Like they were judging you? Even when they said nothing? Now imagine the opposite. That's Libra. Their silence isn't a wall. It's a door. People feel safe around them, not because Libra is trying to charm anyone, but because they naturally respect human emotions. Strangers talk to them at cafes. Colleagues trust them with secrets. It's not about what they say. It's about how they make others feel. And that feeling is simple, safe. And where does that safety come from? A deep connection to beauty. But not the external kind. Libra's relationship with beauty is emotional. For them, creating something beautiful isn't about decoration. It's survival. Beauty is their therapy. It's how they process the noise inside their mind. Maybe that's why many Libras are artists. Maybe they're musicians, writers, designers. Or maybe they don't even realize they're artists at all. But their soul needs to create, to arrange, to bring order where there's chaos. Creativity, for a Libra, is emotional medicine. Think of the Libra friend who spends hours painting. Not for money, but for peace of mind. Or the one who rearranges their room every few weeks, not for guests, but for their own emotional clarity. That's not a hobby. That's self-healing. Libras use beauty the way others use meditation. It calms their mind. It slows their heartbeat. It brings their soul back into alignment. And here's something most people don't realize: when a Libra shares their art with you, they're not showing off. They're inviting you into their healing process. But beauty for Libra isn't just in art. It's in choices. The music they listen to. The fabric of their clothes. The scent in their home. Every detail whispers calm. Because in a world full of harsh lines and loud voices, Libra seeks harmony like a thirsty soul seeks water. And when they find it, they share it. Not to impress. To restore. To remind others that life can still be soft. Now, you might be thinking, isn't that just good taste? Not exactly. Because Libra's sense of elegance isn't about following trends. It's deeper than that. It's intuition. Their choices feel right because they're not choosing to impress you. They're choosing to satisfy their own emotional compass. Think about the Libra who shows up in the simplest outfit, yet looks timeless. Or the one whose home feels peaceful even if it's not filled with expensive things. Their taste isn't about status. It's about inner balance. Subtle colors. Thoughtful details. Nothing loud. Nothing forced. Everything just right. And this sense of elegance flows beyond appearances. It's in how they move. How they speak. How they treat others. Their kindness isn't showy. Their words aren't loud. But everything about them feels deliberate. Controlled. In a world obsessed with proving itself, Libra teaches a quiet lesson: true beauty whispers. It doesn't scream. And yet, despite all this calm, there's something in Libra that craves love in its purest form. Not the dramatic, movie-style romance, but a love that feels like home. Libras are hopeless romantics, not because they chase fairy tales, but because they believe in emotional depth. When a Libra loves you, they love with presence, with attention, with consistency. They remember the little things. The way you like your coffee. The song that makes you cry. The way your voice softens when you're tired. These small details become their love language. But their love isn't overwhelming. It's graceful, soft, They don't smother. They hold space. They let you breathe. Because for Libra, real love isn't possession. It's connection. It's the silent moments that say, I see you. I accept you. You're safe here. And perhaps that's the most healing love of all. So if you've ever wondered why your Libra friend sends you a random message, just checking in, or why your Libra partner plans those small surprises, it's not strategy. It's not obligation. It's how they love. Softly. Completely. And without needing applause. And here's something important to remember. Libra's romantic nature isn't weakness. It's strength. To love in a world that constantly hurts is courage. Libras carry this courage quietly. But it's there. And when you're loved by them, you feel it. By now, maybe you're starting to see Libra differently. They're not just the peacekeepers or the artists. They're emotional guides. Teachers of quiet strength. Their beauty isn't skin deep. It's soul deep. And every interaction with them is a chance to heal, to reflect, and to remember the simple truth: life doesn't have to be loud to be meaningful. But we're not done yet. Because in the next part of this video, we'll uncover 3 of the most profound, and perhaps most misunderstood, truths about Libra. Truths that might change not only how you see them, but how you understand yourself. Are you ready? Let's continue. And now, let's move even deeper into the inner world of Libra. Because what many people don't realize is that Libra's silence is not emptiness. It's depth. One of their greatest gifts is something so rare, yet so simple: they know how to listen. And I'm not talking about listening just to words. I'm talking about listening to emotions. To energy. To the silence between sentences. When you speak to a Libra, something shifts. Time slows down. You feel like your voice matters. You feel like you matter. That's not an illusion. That's their emotional presence working in silence. Libra doesn't interrupt. They don't rush to give advice. They create space. A space where your thoughts, your fears, your pain, can exist without judgment. Think about it. When was the last time someone listened to you, fully? Without looking at their phone. Without planning what to say next. Without judging you. For many people, it's rare. But for Libra, it's natural. It's their way of showing love. They receive your words like holding a fragile object. And in that moment, you feel safe. Not because they fix your problems, but because they allow you to see yourself without fear. That's the magic of Libra's listening. It's therapeutic. It's healing. It's a gentle reminder that you're not alone in your chaos. And in a world full of people waiting to speak, Libra waits to understand. That is sacred. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Libra doesn't just feel emotions. They understand them. They have what I call balanced empathy. A rare ability to connect with someone else's emotions, without losing themselves. You see, many empathetic people struggle with boundaries. They feel so deeply that they drown in other people's pain. Libra is different. They step into your emotions, but they don't get lost. They can care without breaking. They can support without sacrificing their inner peace. That's why people trust them. Because Libra's empathy comes with clarity. They're present with your sadness. But they don't absorb it as their own. They know how to stand beside you, not inside you. This makes them incredible friends, partners, and healers. Because they won't panic when you cry. They won't collapse when you share your pain. They'll hold you steady. They'll offer calm, not chaos. And maybe that's a lesson for all of us. To love someone deeply doesn't mean to lose yourself in their pain. Libra teaches us that healthy empathy is not about absorbing, it's about understanding. It's about holding space while standing strong. Now, let's talk about something that seems simple. But it's not. Libra's natural elegance. And I don't mean fashion, though they do have a sense of style. I'm talking about the elegance in how they move, how they speak, how they exist. Their presence feels like a soft breeze, like poetry in motion. Even when they're silent, they're communicating something, grace. Have you ever watched someone straighten a picture frame without realizing it? Or adjust the volume of music in a room to make it more comfortable? That's Libra. They don't do it to impress. They do it because inner harmony needs to be reflected in their surroundings. Their elegance is unconscious. It's not about perfection. It's about balance. About creating emotional ease through physical details. Think of the Libra who offers you tea, and somehow the way they pass the cup feels gentle. Or the way they smile when you speak. Not to flatter you, but because they're truly present. That's their beauty. It's not loud. It's subtle. It's not a performance. It's authenticity. True elegance, Libra teaches us, is not about what you wear. It's about how you make others feel. Safe. Calm. Seen. And beneath that elegance lies something even more powerful. A gentle magnetism. You see? Libra doesn't force connection. They invite it. Their energy is quiet but irresistible. People are drawn to them, not because they demand attention, but because they make people feel comfortable being themselves. Think about someone in your life who makes silence feel safe. Who makes conversations flow without effort. Who makes you lower your guard without knowing why. Chances are, that person carries Libra energy. Their magnetism is not about attraction in the usual sense. It's about emotional safety. They're the person who remembers your name. Who asks how you really are. Who listens when you don't even know what to say. And it's not strategy. It's soul. Libra's quiet pull comes from their genuine interest in understanding others, not controlling them. Their warmth is real. Their presence says, "You're safe here." That's why people gather around them, even in silence. Because in a noisy world, Libra offers something rare, peace. By now, you might realize something important. Libra's talents are not loud or obvious. They're subtle. But they are transformative. They guide conversations without dominating them. They heal emotions without taking credit. They create beauty, not to impress, but to restore. And they love, not for show, but as a natural extension of who they are. And yet, what's coming next will take us even further. Because in the final part of this journey, we'll uncover the 3 most profound, and perhaps most misunderstood, truths about Libra's soul. Secrets that reveal why their quiet presence hides the strongest power of all. Are you ready for what's next? Stay with me. Let's continue. Because what I'm about to share may change the way you understand Libra's role in your life. You see, Libras have a secret relationship with music. For them, music isn't just sound. It's not just entertainment. It's something deeper. Something their soul connects to without needing words. Have you ever noticed how a Libra seems to drift away when a certain song plays? Their body slows. Their eyes soften. It's because music reaches a part of them that conversation never could. Libras feel music like most people feel memories. A melody isn't just pleasant to their ears, it's an emotional roadmap. Every note, every rhythm, resonates inside them like a heartbeat they recognize from somewhere beyond this life. Some Libras play instruments. Others dance. Some simply listen. But the way they engage with music reveals who they are inside. They let the sound move through them. Guide them. Heal them. For Libra, a song isn't background noise. It's the language of their inner world. You might not understand why a certain song matters so much to them. But if you sit beside a Libra when they play it, you'll feel it too. And it's not just about the music itself. Libras move through life with rhythm. Watch them carefully. Their steps match the mood of the moment. Their conversations flow like melodies. Even the way they pause when speaking feels musical. It's subconscious. It's who they are. Their life has a soundtrack playing quietly in the background, and whether they know it or not, they're always dancing to it. Now let's talk about patience. In a world where relationships are rushed and emotions are hurried, Libra moves differently. They carry a rare kind of patience, especially when it comes to love and human connection. When things get difficult, Libra doesn't run. They stay. They pause. They give space, but they don't disappear. They know that real relationships, whether romantic, friendship, or family, take time. They take effort. And most of all, they take understanding. Have you ever watched a Libra handle conflict? While others raise their voices, Libra lowers theirs. Not out of weakness, but out of wisdom. They understand something that many people forget, that relationships aren't about winning. They're about connecting. Libra doesn't need to prove they're right. They need to protect the connection. And so, they wait. They let you speak, even when you're emotional. They listen, even when it's hard. They stay beside you, even when silence feels heavy. Because they know, healing takes time. That's why Libras often seem like the most forgiving people you know. It's not that they tolerate disrespect. It's that they believe in second chances. In trying again. They know that behind anger, there's pain. Behind distance, there's fear. And rather than punish those emotions, they choose to understand them. That patience, that quiet strength, is what makes relationships with Libra feel safe. Like home. And here's something you might not have seen yet. Libra has an emotionally analytical mind. It sounds complicated, but it's actually simple. Libras don't just feel emotions. They study them. They analyze them. They understand the why behind the feeling. When someone around them is overwhelmed, Libra can see the bigger picture. They don't get swept away in the drama. They step back. They observe. They process. Think about a moment when you were upset, and a Libra was there. Did they panic? Did they mirror your chaos? Probably not. Because Libra instinctively moves toward clarity. They see your tears, but they also see the cause behind them. They hear your angry words, but they listen to the fear beneath them. This isn't cold logic. It's compassionate understanding. It's the ability to hold both heart and mind at the same time. Libras ask the right questions. They listen not just to what's said, but to what's missing. They help you unpack your emotions without forcing answers onto you. Being around a Libra often feels like breathing after holding your breath. Because their calm analysis brings order to emotional chaos. Their reflections guide you back to yourself. And they don't do this to feel superior. They do it because they genuinely want you to feel safe inside your own mind. Libra offers clarity as an act of love. And sometimes, clarity is exactly what heals you. Now, let's look at how Libras navigate the world around them. Because their ability to cooperate isn't just a personality trait. It's a survival tool. Libra doesn't need to lead from the front to make an impact. They lead from the middle. From beside you. Their power isn't in control. It's in connection. In group settings, Libra pays attention to the energy of the room. They're not the loudest voice. But they're the one making sure everyone is heard. They don't compete for attention. They create bridges between people. They ask questions that draw shy voices into the conversation. They listen when tempers rise. They suggest gentle solutions when others are stuck in conflict. That's why Libra is often called the mediator of the zodiac. But it's more than that. Libra doesn't just solve problems. They create emotional flow. They help teams work together. Families understand each other. Friends feel connected. And they do it not to control outcomes, but to protect harmony. Next time you're in a difficult conversation, watch for the Libra. They'll be the ones saying, "Let's figure this out together." And in those words, something shifts. Conflict softens. Walls come down. Because Libra knows, cooperation isn't about agreeing with everyone. It's about respecting everyone. So, what can we learn from Libra's quiet leadership? That being powerful doesn't mean being loud. It means being present. It means listening. It means choosing connection over control. Libra teaches us that true leadership is not about leading the conversation. It's about guiding the energy behind it. And now, as we reach the final part of this journey, get ready. Because the last 3 truths I'm about to share are the deepest. They are the most profound. And perhaps, the most misunderstood powers of Libra's soul. Stay with me. What's coming next might change everything. And now, we've come to the 2 final truths about Libra. These 2 are often invisible to the world. But once you see them, you'll understand why Libra is not just a peaceful presence, but a quiet force of emotional transformation. Let's begin with their refined way of speaking. Libra's voice doesn't fight for attention. They don't shout to be heard. They don't overwhelm conversations with opinions. Instead, they speak like they're painting with sound. Each word chosen carefully. Each pause intentional. Every sentence shaped with quiet precision. And this isn't something they practice. It's who they are. In a noisy world, their calm voice becomes a safe space. Their tone lowers defenses. Their gentle rhythm allows people to listen, without fear of being judged. They don't push their truth onto others. They offer it, softly. And that softness is powerful. Think back. Have you ever felt your own anger fade, just because someone responded to you with calm? That's Libra. Their voice heals, not by silencing you, but by soothing what's hurting inside you. Even in disagreement, Libra knows how to choose words that don't harm. They don't need to win the conversation. They need to protect the connection. And that is a rare wisdom. Their language becomes a bridge between hearts. Their silence becomes a message of its own. You feel it, even when they say nothing. And when they do speak, you listen. Not because you have to, but because their words feel safe. Now, let's talk about something most people misunderstand. Libra's love for justice and ethics. People often think of justice as something external. Laws, rules, systems. But for Libra, justice is personal. It's emotional. It's something they feel, deep in their body, like a quiet pain that doesn't go away until balance is restored. When something is unfair, Libra knows it before anyone else. They feel it in their chest, in their breathing, in the weight they carry. It could be something small, like someone being interrupted in a meeting. Or something big, like a friend being disrespected. Libra doesn't need to analyze the situation. Their soul already knows. And in that moment, they can't stay silent. But their way of defending justice isn't loud. It's steady. When someone's voice is silenced, Libra will speak. When someone's dignity is overlooked, Libra will notice. And they'll do something about it. Not for praise. Not for recognition. But because they physically can't accept a world where unfairness goes unchallenged. And it's not about being rebellious. It's about being human. For Libra, justice is about respect. About treating others with kindness, not as a favor, but as a necessity. They will ask difficult questions, calmly. They will defend what's right, even if it's uncomfortable. Because peace built on silence isn't peace at all. And Libra knows this. Their moral compass doesn't come from laws. It comes from empathy, from compassion, from the simple but powerful belief that every human being deserves to be treated with fairness. And when that balance is broken, Libra becomes the quiet warrior you didn't see coming. And now, as we reach the end of this journey together, maybe you're seeing Libra in a new light. Maybe you recognize these qualities in someone you love. Or maybe you recognize them in yourself. What can we learn from Libra? That true power doesn't always need to be loud. That healing doesn't always need grand gestures. Sometimes, power is in the silence, in the listening, in the pause before speaking, in choosing words that heal, not harm, in standing for justice, not with anger, but with quiet conviction. Libras teach us that beauty is not just in what we see. It's in how we make others feel. That peace isn't the absence of conflict. It's the presence of understanding. That real connection isn't built through control. It's built through compassion. And if you're a Libra listening right now, maybe you've been carrying these gifts without realizing their weight. Maybe it's time to honor them. To see your quiet voice, your soft heart, as the strength it really is. And if you know a Libra, appreciate them. Thank them. Because their gentle energy, their steady presence, their constant fight for fairness, is changing the world around you. Whether you've noticed or not. If you felt connected to anything in this video, if you saw yourself, or someone you care about, don't forget to subscribe. It's a small action, but it lets me know this message reached you. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it with them. Because sometimes, understanding who we are, or who someone else is, starts with a single conversation. There's still so much more to explore about astrology, psychology, and human connection. And trust me, the next videos will take you even deeper. So stay close. And until next time, remember, your quiet energy may be the strongest power of all.